Hello, and welcome to the Empire of Kindness. I'm your host, Matthew McInnes. We're here to explore what it means to be kind and why it matters. These things seem obvious before we think about them, but after consideration, we can find a lot of nuance and complexity. It is worth thinking about. I am not what you'd call an optimist. In part, that's because it's impossible for an optimist to be pleasantly surprised. Anyway, I am a realist. You might think that makes me cynical, and certainly that's been sometimes true in my life. Reality sometimes has a way of crushing idealism and making people cynical. But I learned something important. Kindness is real too. This is not about head in the clouds, good vibes only thinking. It's about choosing kindness. It's a choice. And that choice is not the choice to ignore negative situations or thoughts. In fact, it's about making a choice in the face of negative situations or thoughts. That's when it matters the most. My goal is to help you make that choice, whether it's easy or hard, and share stories about it. Kindness is practical, tangible, and real, even when it's just a small gesture. Let's celebrate it. I come from a world of customer service. That means I've spent most of my life trying to find ways to make other people feel good about their experiences. Kindness is an important part of this. It's enormous. It's not the only thing, but it is a big one. Let me talk for just a moment about customer service, if I may. I know it's boring and frustrating. Most people hate dealing with a customer service department, and most people doing the work are miserable. Many of them do it just to get paid, but there are those that love it, me included, because it's an opportunity to help people. Not many jobs offer such a constant stream of those opportunities. There are a few things worth learning from this topic, but I'm not going to dive deep into that just now. This is where I start because this is where I started. Here's the most important principle I learned from decades of doing, teaching, and coaching customer service. Kindness first, problem solving second. Lead with kindness and understanding before trying to solve someone's problem. Help them feel understood and cared about. It's the only way to persuade someone that things aren't as bad as they thought. To really persuade them. This is also good relationship advice, by the way. It may seem obvious, but no one cares how much you know until they know how much you care. When working to help solve a problem, don't just work the problem and abandon the use of kindness. The person you're helping might be scared or worried or angry, and kindness can help with all of that. I'll give you an example. One time, a lifetime ago, I took a tech support call from an elderly woman who had lost all the photos from her computer. She was quite obviously angry and afraid. Livid and terrified may be more accurate. You see, the pictures in question were of all kinds of things, but most important were the pictures of her grandchildren. She was tearful and shaky when she expressed to me what it would mean to lose those pictures. This possibility was a threat to her sense of stability and right in the world. That may seem like an overstatement, but it's important to recognize how something feels to another person before trying to engage and help, and she was genuinely frightened she would lose all of her memories. I recognized in this moment that the lady wouldn't be able to understand, much less follow, the intricate troubleshooting steps necessary to identify and resolve her issue until she calmed down. So I expressed my dismay at her situation. I shared how I would feel if I lost the pictures of my daughter. I asked her to tell me about her grandchildren and the pictures in question. She shared the birthday parties and backyard barbecues, the holiday events, and everyday moments she had recorded. After a while, she became calmer and said, "Thank you for understanding why this is so important." Just so you aren't kept hanging on this, we recovered her photos. She was quite grateful and offered to bake me cookies. The point is that she couldn't care how much I knew about the problem until she knew how much I cared about the problem. There's obviously a lot more I can say on this topic, but I make these points to illustrate that being kind has no end of applications. Let me know if you'd like to hear more about customer service examples and details. The other important thing is that this process made me feel good about myself. I was able to help someone in need. There's almost no source of dopamine that competes with this. Look, we've defined kindness as being helpful and friendly with no expectation of reward. That doesn't mean it can't help us too. So that's the end for today. In the future, I hope to include your stories of kindness. I would like to hear your stories of when someone was kind to you, when you saw someone be kind to someone else, or when you did a kindness to someone all on your own. Email me at matthew@theempireofkindness.com. A note, an anecdote, a voice recording, anything you want to share would be greatly appreciated. I'll try to include as many of your stories as I can, and include your name if you'll allow it. So, let me close by saying this. Kindness first, kindness always. Let's put kindness in charge.